Welcome to the Michigan Travel Show, a kaleidoscope of stories about the people, places, and events that shape our great state.
I'm Jack Berry, and I'm here at the beautiful Boyne Mountain Resort with Steve Kircher, who is the president of Boyne USA's Eastern operation, which is a pretty good mouthful and a pretty big operation. Stephen, it's good to see you.
Likewise, Jack.
Now, you're very much involved in the golf side of the business, a good golfer yourself, and you've grown up in it here at Boyne. And now, how do you see the golf business now, especially in the state of Michigan?
Well, obviously, we've gone through a 10-year recession in the state of Michigan, and I think all of us have, adjusted our business models accordingly. And in the last, downturn, if you will, last 2 years, which obviously put more pressure on the resort business, we have started to see the benefits of all of us collectively working together. The Pure Michigan campaign in particular is an example of that, and ironically the golf side of the business is starting to, in the last 2 years for us, had strong double-digit gains, which is surprising, but we think it's the beginning of a recovery in the change in the business model that I think the state's going to be, experiencing a reinvention, if you will, of tourism.
Now, are you seeing a lot of people coming in from out of state?
Many more from out of state than ever before, and that is, in part Pure Michigan. I think Big Break had the Big Break program we had at the Highlands had an impact, I think, on getting some national recognition. Bay Harbor getting the gold medal has been a real plus with Golf Magazine. So we're getting some national recognition that we maybe hadn't had for a while. So the spotlight's a bit on the area. So we're seeing growth, and I think that the demographics on a macro scale are good for golf. There's a lot of people, the kids are going to college, and they're going to get back into the sport. So I think the next 10 years from a macro perspective is going to be better than it's been the last 10 years, and maybe a growth period. And then if Michigan continue to work on promoting itself and reinventing itself like it is, I think we could be in a slow growth period again. I'm not saying boom times like the 80s, but I think for the quality of life of Michigan and outdoor recreation, having slow growth would be a very welcome event for the state.
Well, you have such a beautiful operation here, both here and at the Highlands, and it's just about as pretty a spot on earth as you can find. And you've been, like your dad, very hands-on in this. I remember you and your dad on the monument, going around and working on that, and then walking around with you in Art Hills over at Bay Harbor, and you get a kick out of that?
I miss those days. I go back to the growth years of building golf courses. I was thinking about that the other day. It's a very creative outlet when you're building a golf course. Obviously, getting involved in renovations and stuff is helps you get that still out. But it was a great period of time, and working with Art Hills and people like that, and my father, obviously, with his vision and knowledge, it was a great way to grow into adulthood.
Yeah. And nobody has more golf courses than you, right?
Well, we've got a bunch of them, 11 across the U.S. and 8.5 here in Michigan. So it's a big part of our business, not a huge part of our business, but it's an important part.
Now you get a lot more people on a ski hill than you do on a golf course. How does the operation translate into each other?
Oh, I think our green fees revenue is only about 4% of our total revenue right now as a company. We have about a 500,000, 400,000 visitors that frequent the golf courses nationwide, and skiing visits is 5, 6, 7 times that.
Right. Well, you've got a nice course out there at the Big Sky too, right? The Arnold Palmer course.
Arnold Palmer, yeah, it's one of his early ones. It's not a world-class golf course, but a beautiful experience and in good shape. And our New England courses are top in New England. Sugarloaf and Thunder River both, I think, are 1 and 2 in Maine, and maybe number 1 in resort golf in New England. So we've got some really good experiences out there as well, and we've brought a lot of our know-how and golf knowledge to New England, and it's been a lot of fun to see them flourish out there as well, and they're seeing some growth as well.
Well, you've done real well with the golf week. I remember you were one of the first ones with the ski weeks, and now you've had the golf weeks up here, and incredible prices. And how is that going?
The packaging, not just that, but a value package that really gives people the depth of what we have to offer, and we're rolling out a "What Are You Up For" package in the next month, which will be a one price that covers everything. If you want to be on the golf courses, you want to go skiing in the wintertime, you want to be in the spas, you want to take a zip line, you want to go horseback riding, you want to take a dog sled ride, you can food's included, everything's going to be included in this package. So we're really excited about all the things we can offer family or individuals when they come up here. Now,
do you ever get a chance to play golf anymore?
I think I'm at 11 rounds at midsummer right now. I've taken 32 days off, so I'm a little lighter than I used to be. But having 3 kids and a business, and you gotta stay focused. But I love the game, and I play a little bit.
Are the kids into golf?
They're getting into it. They're taking golf lessons about every twice a week right now. They're 10, 9, 8, 3. So we're just transitioning them into golf. Skiing and snowboarding is a lot easier to get kids enthused about when they're in their single digits. It's interesting seeing that difference. But
I know Scott Hebert, who's many times Michigan Open champion down at Grand Traverse, and his son is not into golf. He's into snowboarding.
I like to hear that, but I'd like to have him in golf as well. But it happens. It happens. I think kids, when they get in their maybe early teens or 10, 11, 12, the muscle, I think, mature enough to start enjoying golf. I know with my kids at 7, 8, if they're not, they're kind of built like myself, and it's tough for them to stay focused on it. First off, golf takes a little bit of patience and focus, whereas snowboarding and skiing, it's instant fun once you get past that first day. And kids like speed and independence, and that's what skiing and snowboarding give them.
Let's talk a little bit more about, you were heavily involved in the Pure Michigan campaign. How did that come about? And it's been very well received, I think, about all over the country.
Well, we were obviously, involved in helping to get awareness that we needed to come together, and the state did, I think, a fantastic job, along with the Michigan Lodging Association, in really pushing forward on a unified effort. And they've got a world-class ad campaign that has won awards, and we finally got it ourselves marketed outside the state of Michigan. And we've been telling each other, for 25 years how great we are, but until we told the outside world and showed images of what we all love, it really didn't start to take root. And that's happened in the last 3 years. Definitely it's working, and it's re-imaging the state, not just for tourism, but for the whole concept of why you'd want to bring a business to Michigan, right, and take advantage of all the great things we have, and the recreation is part of the quality of life. So I think it has a multiple prong reason to do it.
And now we've had beautiful days up here for the Tournament of Champions, and it's typical, whereas in Arizona they're over 100 degrees. They're not playing golf out there.
Absolutely
and in
not.
Florida, and we don't have any oil on the beach either.
Our waters are clean. I got somebody staying in my house from North Carolina, and they said they've never, they hardly ever swim in North Carolina because all of the lakes are muddy. You can't see the bottom. So, we have a lot of assets here that are clearly, when people get here, they're enlightened, and that Pure Michigan campaign is enlightening a lot of people about why we love Michigan, and I think it's going to have a real positive impact on again, multiple levels.
Terrific. We've been talking with Stephen Kircher, who is the president of Boeing USA's Eastern Operations. Thanks so much, Steve. That was terrific.
Great.